Hi everyone. In this module, we're going to look at watchOS 2 development, which is a very exciting, very new app platform that Apple just released basically this year for watchOS 2 late last year. And it was basically a huge upgrade to watchOS 1 that allows watch apps to now run natively on the Apple Watch. This is very exciting, and we're going to show you in this module how you can build a watch app for your own app. All right, so first of all, in this lecture, we're going to show you how you can add a watch app to your project, and then in the few subsequent lectures, we'll go into the details of building a watch app. The first thing you need to know is that watch apps are not standalone apps. They can't live on their own without their host app, like their phone app. And in this case, we're going to stick a watch app with Filter, and generally your watch app and phone app should share some functionality. They should, the watch app is more of an extension of the phone app and should help and provide some convenience for some extra features that the user can perform using the watch. In Filter's case, there's really not too much a watch app can do for it. But we're going to do it here anyways, and we're going to show you how to build a watch app sort of standalone. All right, so the first thing you got to do, go to File, New, and here you're adding a target. So a quick introduction to targets. By default, your project has one target, which is your app, your Filter app. But technically, that's not a limitation. You can have more than one target. You can actually have another iOS app, so you can just add another iOS target into your project. And now your one project can build two apps. And then they could share the code, they can have different code, and you can say you want to make one app that's free with in-app purchases, and you have another app that's not free and it has everything locked. You can use targets to do that. In this case, we're going to go to watchOS application. We're going to choose WatchKit app, which is by default is the latest for watchOS 2, and choose next. So here you put in the project name, and you just create a app name for your watch app. So our host app is called Filter. So our watch app, we're going to call it something like Filter Watch. Pretty cool. Organization name, you don't really have to change much of this. It should be the same or more or less the same as the settings on your host app. And there's these three options that we're not going to go through in this module. You have notifications, glances, and complications. These are three sort of components you can have in your watch app that are optional. So you have the watch app itself. You can have notifications scene if you have notifications coming into your app, like push notifications. You have a glance scene if you want to be able to include a glance that users can add onto their home screen, and also a complication if you want to add a little complication that lives on the watch face. So these are all very interesting, but you can look. Once you know how to build a watch app, these are actually quite simple to implement, and you can go look into them yourself. So the project is going to be the same project as we have here, and we're going to embed it in the companion application Filter. In this case, there's only one choice because our project currently only has one target. So when you press Finish, you'll get this drop down asking you to activate the scheme. You're going to do that, and what that does is actually add a scheme here. Before, you only had one, which is the Filter app. Now you have two. You have Filter and Filter Watch. This means that if you build Filter, you're building the phone app, but if you build Filter Watch, you're actually building the watch app. And I'll show you what that does. We'll see what that does in a bit. And you also get two targets. So you got more than you bargained for. You wanted one, you get two. And also two more folders within your project, matching the targets. So you have Filter Watch, which includes a storyboard, very familiar, a XC assets, like an image assets thing, and an info.plist, which is so this is very by default. Now you have an extension as well that includes interface controller, like two Swift files, source files, another assets, and another info.plist. And these all work together to create your watch app, and we're going to talk into the details of watch architecture and sort of how things are set up in the next lecture. So at this point, you're ready. You can actually build your watch app now. So when you choose it, look, it's kind of different. You have different simulators because you now have a watch simulator. So we're going to choose this one, and if you just run, it'll build like normal. And instead of it'll bring up both simulators, because if you remember that you need both the watch and the phone running for your app, and now you get this nice watch simulator. It'll load up. The watch simulator is sometimes a little bit flaky like this. You do need to run it multiple times. If you have a real watch, this is a bigger problem. So a few ways to debug this. So it gives you an error. Actually, now it's running. So you got it. So the watch, because it connects to your phone, and in the simulator case, it connects to your phone simulator, you're going to have to allow a few things. And there's an app called Watch. So often when you build, you might get errors. What you do, if it's installed with getting errors, you can come here to the filter app and actually uninstall the app from here. And then it disappears. Then you can install it again. And then go back to Xcode and build again. The tools aren't perfect. Xcode isn't perfect, but it generally works most of the time. So now that I'm building, this is our watch app. It's blank. We haven't done anything yet, but it's running on a simulated watch connected to your here, which is your simulated iPhone. All right. So that's it for this lecture. See you soon.